I'm Richard Cox.
And I'm Sharon Alexander.
And you're listening to the show on RichardIanCox.com. Welcome to episode 16! Woo!
I thought we agreed on a woo. Suddenly I was like, Hawaii Five-0, opera. Oh, something dirty. I don't know. Hawaii Five-0, opera.
Right now, my wife is in the other room, just rolling her eyes.
I thought the same thing about Alan. He's like, I'm trying to flip and sleep here. It's bad enough you got me staying up with the kids.
Listen, we started off highbrow last week, and now we've just reverted. We've fallen back. We've regressed.
Oscar
we have
Wilde.
established that we're not from a gene pool. We're from a gene puddle. We've got
or jeans pool. I don't know.
a jeans pool. A jeans pool. That's insane. Could you imagine a jeans pool? What do you want to wear today? I don't know. Maybe some denim. Well, let's go to the jeans pool and see what's in.
I was thinking Gene, like, Gary's brother.
Oh,
we were in Gene's pool for a while, and it got sticky.
Well, they can afford to hang out at Gene's pool because isn't Gene in jail? He's in jail right now, trying to pretend he's not home while his neighbor tries to go trick or treating.
I can see you, Gene.
I can see you, Gene. I know you're home.
And we're Oscar Wilding it. We may be laying in the gutter, but we're staring at the stars.
There you go. Yeah, we have nothing to declare but our genius.
Oh,
yeah. See, there you go.
Genius.
Genius. You see how that all worked? Yeah. Oscar Wilde is proud of that one.
Wrapped up with a neat little bow.
That's the one way I like things is in a neat little bow. It's a good time. Okay, listen. Summer is over. It's officially done. It's gone. I mean, not in terms of a calendar, but in terms of the children, the young people who have returned to school. Summer's done. Today, we're recording this on the Sunday before Labor Day. By the time this goes up, it'll be after Labor Day, and people will be back at school. Sharon, how do you feel about this?
It's the most wonderful time. Mixed. My daughter started grade 1, and here where I live, kindergarten is not mandatory. So this is the first official year I can say, I don't care if you don't want to go to school. The police will come and take you. Now go, get on the bus so Mama can have a cup of coffee.
I saw the photo. It was adorable. I can't believe she's now in grade 1.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
I know. She's very trepidatious about it. She's not really digging it, but I'm hoping once the routine starts and it gives me some time alone with my son, which is kind of nice.
Sure, yeah.
But it's school time. I like it. I was always a sucker for it. I love new school clothes, and I like the smell of the pencil case, and
I was going to say the supplies.
And yeah, I like it.
Yeah, the school supplies. Well, like I said, my neighbor Paige is a school teacher, and I think she's joked before now that that's the main reason that she became a teacher. She just never got over that.
The
first day of school, the brand new school supplies, and just decided to go to school for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And she's getting paid to be there. Yeah. You know
Not
what?
Enough, but she's getting paid.
No, exactly. Yeah. No, I was always kind of sad to be going back to school. I like I like the school supplies and the books and the whatnot and the who and the when and the where and the why. But and I was fine in school. I did well in school. I always enjoyed sort of, the summertime, and I still do, particularly when you live in a country with or in a place with seasons. There are people who live in other places without seasons, like, LA or, parts of, the southern U.S. and Florida or whatnot, who will go on about, gee whiz, I wish I had seasons, but it's overrated. I'll tell you that. And so I said to Becky, now this is going to be depressing as all hell, but it kind of feels like, the living part of the year is kind of rolling up to an end. And then you get to the part of the year where you just survive. You just hunker down and try to make it through the cold, distant winter, which is complete rubbish if you live in Vancouver because we don't get snow. and we can golf all year round. So it's not really all that bad. But I do love summer, and I'm kind of sad that it's done.
It stays gray there for a long time, though.
It
That does
does.
get to you. It
It
does. It
does, yeah.
can. It's
There was
just
one thing about living in Alberta where Sharon is now, where I lived for 10 years, and at least in the wintertime when it was snowing and, you could have the snow and the cold, but it could still be a clear blue sky, and that
sunny
kinda that
Alberta.
made you happy, you know? But yeah, it is definitely gray and cold. It's like
I'm
that
not
wet
saying,
cold right to the
yeah,
bone, you know?
yeah, I'm not saying you should trade it for a winter. Just be happy and buck up. It's depressing. It gets
It
depressing
can
just
yeah, it can be,
living
yeah.
under a little cloud.
Exactly. So, for that reason, I am hurrying global warming along just to just to
I
have
am putting
a
my
year.
boot in its butt. I bought 18 cans of Aquanet hairspray
Ah.
today, and I'm
No, no,
going.
of course I'm joking. Of course I'm joking. In fact, we have a very good friend, Matt Hill, who we've talked about before, who has a program called runforOnePlanet.com. You should all go check it out if you get a chance. But they ran around North America to raise money and awareness for global warming. So we're big fans of the anti or the fix global warming campaign. But honestly, there are moments when I'm being rained on where I think, come on, hurry up. All right, listen, we're continuing on our quest for weekly episodes. And we're as you see, we're back in the studio. We're recording another show. So
I
we're
just finished
excited about this.
listening to last episode just right like about 20 minutes ago.
That's right. I just posted it yesterday.
Yeah.
So we haven't even come down off of the exciting high of having done the other episode, and we're back in there. Well, other people who are very excited about the episodes in general. One of whom, of course, is our Miss Amy Jean Gordon, woo, who is apparently now defacing private property / small businesses for us, and has included a picture of I guess something that she drew at somewhere called Garfield's, somewhere in Oklahoma, saying listen to the show on richardiancox.com and check out and listen to Richard Shaz, the best podcast on the internet, which is wonderful. Well, not that we are encouraging defacing public or private property,
Now, I didn't
but
see this. What did she write it on? Amy Jean? Yeah,
you doing the mama,
I'm
yeah.
trying.
I don't know. It looked like it was some sort of a wall. I hope it wasn't a bathroom stall. This is what I'm a little concerned about. Uh, for a good time, listen to the Richard Ian Cox show.
I'll take it. I just don't want Amy Jean to get arrested or something for
No. Although,
Look,
if
did
she
you
were
see that
to,
picture
and
on Facebook?
if she were to, and being pushed into the car, handcuffed, yelling, "Remember to check out the show on richardiancox.com." Not that that's what we're asking you to do, Amy Jean. You don't have to go that far.
But if it were to happen and you happen to blurt it out, we wouldn't be upset or mad at you or call you
Listen-
Amy Jean anymore.
Listen, we've got a new
Right.
video question from Sharon Henry, which is fantastic, and we're very excited about it. She goes on a rant this week, Sharon. Have you seen it? She went on a rant.
I
An
didn't.
absolute rant. But my question is, where's everyone else's? I mean, we put out the challenge one day ago. We expected to be inundated
Inundated.
with ones of videos, but no. So yeah, we still encourage people, if you feel like it, if you have that urge, go ahead and put yourself on camera, asking questions. Nothing nothing pornographic. We don't want to. It's one thing to listen to nudity. It's quite another one to see it. Now,
Don't be posting the Sears catalog.
don't be posting the Sears catalog.
Right.
Absolutely not. And the other thing that we'd still love people to weigh in on would be new potential names for the show if we were to move to our own dedicated website for the show, because then it would
Yeah.
obviously be called, theshow.com or richashaz.com or whatever it is. It just wouldn't be the regular old, it wouldn't be on richardiancox.com anymore. So we might have to change it, or we could just have it link, whatever you want. But we'd love to have some ideas from people if they feel like it.
Well, we have this core. We don't know who the flippity flip listens to us.
Whoa,
other
whoa, whoa.
than
Hey, watch the
this
language.
core. I am such a rebel. We have this core group of you guys who are the most
Sure.
wonderful fans, and we
Yeah.
really genuinely want to know what you think. So
Yeah.
please do. But Gary, looking at you.
Uh-huh.
No, we cannot call it Mickey Rooney. Okay.
The Mickey Rooney Show on MickeyRooney.com. Sponsored by Mickey Rooney.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, on that note,
Cut.
on that note, Mickey tells me it's his favorite part of the show. It's the rundown. That's a heck of a way to start the run. All right, here we go. All right, no one panic. Here we go. Okay, welcome to the rundown.
No one panic.
No one's gone anywhere. No one's turned up. Someone just came through a swinging door. Hey, what's in here? Welcome to the rundown. Oh, no, I'm just looking for the can. I'm looking for the auditory can. Well, you found it. It's the rundown.
The auditory can. There's the new website.
There you go. That's the new website. Theauditorycan.com. Listen, I wanted to listen. I keep telling you to listen. You're already listening. You don't have a choice not to listen. Good Lord.
No, that's just me.
Okay.
Who doesn't have the choice?
Facebook. I want to talk about Facebook. I've talked about Facebook a few times. I want to talk about two things on Facebook. Number one, I was looking at my wife's Facebook page today. I wasn't on it, hacking it. I was just sitting next to her. And it was streaming up, and I was like, oh my gosh, your news feed is so clean. All it is status updates and the odd game. My news feed with my lovely lots of friends, some 1,100 and some odd friends. My entire news feed is basically likes and games with the odd status update in there.
You can block those games, right?
Yes, I block the games as soon as they pop up. Farmville, Frontierville, Farm Frontierville, yeah, Alienville, Hemp Farmville, whatever. I block all of them. As soon as they pop up, I block them because I hate them and I don't want to have anything to do with them. They're so ridiculous. I had no idea that apparently you can buy credits for Farmville at the 7-Eleven. Right? Did you know that? They sponsor Big Gulp cups.
No.
Like, people are literally walking around with plastic cups that say Farmville on them. I'm like, I can understand an addiction to an actual video game, where you're moving and doing stuff and, fighting and whatever. But a game where literally it's The Sims, right? But like on a budget. Isn't it? You're just sort of clicking on credits and someone hoe my field and someone field my hose. That would be awesome.
I always have a problem with that.
I'd play that game. Pimpville. That would be just so offensive. All right. Richard's on vacation. Someone want to collect from my gals? You have received an invitation to walk the corner. That'd be the best new game. Anyways, so yeah, but the games, but the
Are
likes.
They all small and pixely?
Yeah, they're all very small and pixely. Pixelated leopard
jerking
print
across the screen.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Eldorados drive around. Jerky Eldorados, yeah. Well, the likes, as soon as Facebook turned to likes,
Sorry,
we got into this. You're still on Pimpville, aren't you? The best new Facebook game.
I snorted
since
everything.
Crackville.
Oh, okay, sorry. So yes,
No, that's
clean
fine.
feed.
Yeah, well,
Happy.
the likes, as soon as they went from is a fan of to likes, it's now basically, it used to be a fan of a certain thing. And you had the odd, funny little tongue-in-cheek kind of, oh, that's kind of clever kind of. Now it appears that every single page is some guy or gal trying to be clever, likes, finding food in the fridge. And so they've liked all these things. And they drive me nuts. Like, I get it. I'm not young. I'm old and grizzled and angry. But I'm not young. And I guess as a young person, it's funny and fine, whatever. But it's just one of those things. I'm like, I just see them constantly. And they drive me nuts. So until such times as someone actually creates Pimpville, and which will soothe the savage beast.
I shouldn't condone this.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, it's set in Nevada, where it's legal. It's fine. It's totally fine.
bunny ranch I'm okay with.
Oh, you're okay with the bunny ranch? Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
women
fine.
should be allowed to hoe themselves by themselves.
Sure, yeah, do it.
I don't
Work
need
it.
somebody to tell them how to hoe their
Exactly right. Yeah, totally. I completely agree.
wares.
There's nothing at all disgusting about it. So, yeah, yuck. Whew, I gotta go have a shower now.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Now,
Speaking of,
the other thing that I was going to talk about with the Facebook thing is they have a new button that's coming to Facebook called the subscribe button. Basically, Facebook is making stalking easier and easier and easier. It's basically stalking for the lazy people. That's what our lives have become, aren't they? Like you can take your Facebook on the road with you. You can have your phone. You can have food delivered to your house. You can work from your home. You never have to get up. Now you can stalk people from the comfort of your own home.
did you
Now
ever
using
watch?
places and using the subscribe button.
Did you ever
Basically,
watch Wally?
yes, I
Sorry.
did. Yes, it's an hysterically funny movie. I
Okay,
just
just
love the idea.
picture them then in
Yeah,
the big fat bums and the big fat chairs, and they
that's
don't actually
exactly it.
see each other beside each other. It's just their screen. I thought that was
Yeah.
genius.
I completely agree. That's where we're evolving. It
Anyway,
is
so
is absolutely where we're
how can
evolving.
I stalk you now?
Well, look, it's
I just have to click the button, apparently.
yeah. Well, you have to be a friend of this person, but you can subscribe to a friend now
So you
where
one
you
up the
can
friend.
yeah, it's like it's friend plus one. Yeah,
Now
it's
you're my
exactly.
friend.
You're my friend. Do you like him? Yeah, but I don't like him. Yeah, it's basically so that you can follow somebody like Twitter, except for, with Twitter where it's just your status update, essentially. This one will alert people who are subscribed to you every time you do something, anything. So if it's update your status, it will send you an email and say, Richard just updated his status. Sharon, if you'd like to stalk him, go to places. That's the other one too, right? So now places you enter in I'm at home, or you can enter in wherever you are, which again makes stalking that much easier. People don't even need to go out now between places. So basically, you can you can check in and say I'm at the club, and then your stalker can go online to Google Street View and see
Ew.
the street view of the club that you're attending, and then we'll be pinged every time you update your status throughout the evening, right? So yeah, it's one of those things which is
Okay,
just hysterically
what
funny.
if you don't want somebody to subscribe to you? Do you have that option, or they
I
just
don't
can
know if you do.
subscribe?
I think you have to just be a little more picky with your friends. I mean, it's not that
Oh.
different if they just spend all day on the news feed, or if they go to your profile page all the time and just keep refreshing it, then they'll see all of this stuff anyways. This is just an extra added feature where it will email them every time you do something different.
Oh, I
Every
would have
time your
loved
profile is
this when I was
updated.
in high school.
Oh my gosh, yes. Are you
When
kidding
you
me?
were trying to find, when we would spend hours just trying to figure out who was wearing at what party or at what
Yeah,
7-Eleven or at
totally.
where could we find the guys, and now you can
Yeah.
just innocuously send it out and hope that the guys are all sitting there
Totally.
going, okay, now Susan's at blah blah blah, and she's with
Exactly.
and let's go find them. Oh yeah.
Well, here's the creepy thing though, that other people, unless you change it on your profile, other people can check you in places. So they can say, I'm here at Shannon's house, and so is Bill. To wit, Gene, uh,
Ooh.
who is, whatever, Shannon's boyfriend's brother's whatever, can go, what? And then, but if you turn it off on your profiles, then people can't check you in places. But that's that whole thing. It's just a kind of a funny old thing. Between Facebook and Google, they're basically trying to find out everything there is to know about you,
Big
including
brother.
where they can hear you naked. Dun dun dun. All right, on to number 2 on the rundown. It's back to school. We talked about it a little bit.
I was gonna say,
Uh,
didn't we already
we did kind of
didn't we
talk
already
about it.
talk
So
about
whatever,
this?
maybe this is just a non-starter.
I,
Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I'm interested. I mean, I would like to know how many of our listeners and how many of our fans or likers or stalkers,
Mhm.
likers, how many of our fans are going to school. And if you're going to school, are you going to high school? Are you going to college? Are you in postgraduate? Are you, what are you doing? How do you gear up to go back to school? Do you like the school supplies aspect of it? Do you like getting back and seeing friends? Do you like the idea of moving forward in your life and moving on to that next part of it? Is this a graduating year for you? What's going on in your life? I want to know. Sharon wants to know. So if you would like to share with us, please go to our like page and post. Let us know
And
what
stalk
you're
us.
doing. Stalk us. Post. Let us know what you're doing, and if you feel so inspired, you can even shoot a little video of yourself, sort of talking about what it's like to go back to school, or even show us your school. Whatever you want to do. Be kind of interesting. It's almost like it's a contest, but it's not a contest because there are no prizes. There's no swag. But I'm interested to know what people are doing, because I'll tell you what. I was at a convention a few weeks ago here in Vancouver, and it was held out at the university, University of British Columbia. And the campus, I hadn't been to the campus in years, and it's gorgeous, beautiful, fantastic. And I tell you what, I stepped foot on that campus and I thought, I'd like to go back to college. That's what I'd like to do. I probably won't. I keep working instead. But yeah, I like the idea of going and learning and doing all that kind of stuff. So I want to find out how everybody else feels.
And we're
Sharon, what do
always
you think? Yeah?
threatening to ask you. I feel like we make empty promises. We're like, yes, we're going to
Yeah.
ask you a question each week, and we don't.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's our
So,
question
yeah,
this week.
I'd like to know too.
Yeah. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Finally, in the rundown today, we're breezing through this rundown. Finally, in the rundown tonight is a website. We haven't posted a website in the last couple of weeks, but this one is. Now, I don't want to curse, so I'm going to spell it out. It's a funny little website, and I didn't actually
will.
write out the entire thing, but it's for Sharon. But it's. I'm
I
looking at
didn't
this
know
now.
what you sent me. Do you want me
No.
to say it? I'll curse.
No, well, it's
You won't even let me.
www.shitmykidsruined.com. Well, go ahead, curse if you want.
Well, you just sent me www.shitmyruined.com. I'm
That's
like,
what I
what?
sent you.
What?
My
I don't
ruin.
even want to look at that. You
No.
left out the kids part.
Yeah,
I
that makes a
didn't get it.
total huge difference. It's
Yeah.
SHIT My Kids Ruined, and it's a
Yeah.
website blog that's among Time's top 100 top 100 blogs of 2010, and it is very funny. I don't know if Sharon's ever seen it or checked it out,
I
despite the
did.
fact that I sent you the wrong darn link. But
Well, I
it's
felt very foolish and odd Googling. Okay, what does he mean? Shit my ruined. Ruined my ruined who ruined my who yeah.
it's just a
Oh,
list of
there it
Mexican
is.
restaurants. Oh, this shit that I got ruined with. Oh my gosh. No, it's
Montezuma's Revenge.
it's a website
Suddenly
basically
I'm
where
Indio
people
Montoya. You killed my father.
kill my father, prepare to die. Yeah, it's basically a website where people send in photos of stuff that their kids have ruined, whether it be the car that a young girl scratched her name on the side of because she wanted people to know what side of the car she sat on. The number of upchuckings from young children all over everything is pretty impressive. The key fob that for a Mercedes that a kid put down the carburetor by accident, all this stuff. It's great. It's actually very lighthearted. The fact that the fact that people are sending in this stuff, in the first place gives you the idea that they were able to have a laugh about it at some point. It's not a negative thing, despite the cursing, but
No,
it's very funny
funny.
and very cute. Yeah.
It made me feel better, actually,
Oh, yeah.
because our house in the year that we've been in here,
Mhm.
and I must say it's our boy. I'm not
Yeah,
trying
well,
to
sure.
be discriminatory,
Yeah.
but it's the boy.
You
And
did
we've
give him a
got-
gun. That's
well,
to be fair.
he has a right to protect himself. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he threw 3 rocks today into the jacuzzi tub jet.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, everything built-in
Wait, wait, wait,
vacuum.
wait,
I
wait,
sound like
wait,
a
wait, wait,
snob.
wait.
Hey, built-in
wait.
vacuum. There's like 18, Hot Wheels cars down there, and there's no stoppers left on any doors. Anyway, you said wait.
You have a jacuzzi?
I did. I did. It lasted 13 months.
Like an outdoor hot tub or an indoor jacuzzi
just
tub?
an indoor with the, Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we moved to Alberta.
There you go.
It's a trade-off. Minus 56, you need some jets.
Yeah, and in a pinch, they can be used for before the show. We'll be right back with Ask Rich or Shaz. Now, chock full of organic and free-range woos, it's Ask Rich or Shaz. Okay, here we are with another fresh, free-range edition of Ask Rich or Shaz. I'll tell you what, we talked about this last show, and we posted on the page as well, just to keep heads up. Our shows are now stretching so long that we're getting into this hour and 20-minute sort of business. So we might not be able to get to every question this time round, and we apologize in advance. It's not because we didn't love your question. It's not because you're not fabulous people. It's just because we ran out of time. So if we don't get to your question, post again if you will. If you want to come up with a new one, then go ahead and do that then too. So that's the preamble. Let's get straight into this. Okay, Mary Sanders, holidays, love them or hate them? Well, I'd have to go with love them, I guess. I don't know too many people who hate holidays, but I guess so. I mean, I said
Some
that
people
today,
do.
and well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
I hate Valentine's Day. I hate
Well,
Christmas.
Valentine's
It's
Day is
so
kind of silly.
commercial.
I'm not really a fan of Valentine's Day. I gotta tell you, I think it's I treat my wife well all the time. Not just once a year. Yeah, well, I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday, as we've said. And yeah, on the whole, I like them. I don't think there's a darn thing wrong with them. And then Becky today said, "Well, what about Halloween? You don't really like Halloween?" And I said, "Well, it's not really a holiday, unless you're into sort of the Celtic New Year sort of thing." Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a. I'm not a big fan of Halloween, but every other holiday, I
Don't
think it's
ever
just
let your
dandy.
girls know that.
I know, yeah.
Don't
No,
be that dad saying, "Well, unless you're into Samhain."
no, you know what? I'm totally fine for kids to love it. We always have lots of candy at the house, and listen, you would never know that I'm not a fan of Halloween because I have like a 12 or 15-foot, inflatable jack-o'-lantern in the front yard. And we put out the pumpkins and we carved the pumpkins and we put everything out. We just don't, I just don't really, it's not my thing in terms of like going out and going to parties and dressing up and all that kind of stuff. Like I just never, when I was younger, yeah, sure, I guess so, free candy. But when I got older, I just felt that there was pressure on me, you're an actor, you should love Halloween. I'm like, well, no. If there was like a day for accountants, I don't know if accountants would be all, woo, numbers, because
Well,
they
I
do it all
used
the
to
time.
have some special effects people that lived, a few doors down. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
remember that. And boy, did they do a good Halloween.
They
Not
really
the
did,
actors,
yes.
it's the special effects people
Yeah,
you
those
wanna
guys are on it. Yeah, yeah. If you want to have like people who love Halloween, yeah, special effects guys and gals. But yeah, Sharon, you love holidays or you hate them?
Love them.
You love them.
All
You're
of
a
them. Love
total
them. Love
holiday
them. I
lover.
am going to be, not only am I going to have 18, 100 cats, maybe a few fish now, when I'm old and, have
Right.
purple hair, but I'm
And
going
Alan's
to be,
cool with that, is he?
he'll be long gone with his model number 2. And I'll have my cats. I'm going to have Christmas bulb, earrings. I'm going to be the
Sure.
annoying jingle bell woman. And so it's November 1st. I've got my shopping done.
You'll be the mom.
Yeah,
You'll be the
no,
mom from Bridget Jones.
Yeah, I love holidays.
Yeah.
I think they're
They are
great.
fantastic. Okay, Emily Faulkner. I've asked this before, but I'm trying it again because I'm that intrigued. This is a weird question, but we're going to answer this. What would you do if your legs popped clean off like a Barbie doll? Number one, I don't think that Barbie doll legs pop clean off. I think there's some sawing involved, isn't there?
Oh.
Second, I don't know. Secondly, I would seek medical attention immediately. And I don't know if there's an alternate answer to that. Sharon, what would you do if your legs popped clean off like a Barbie doll? Oh, I think she means from the waist down. The entire waist structure and legs come apart. Oh, I'm with you. Okay. What would you do?
Thank the good Lord I didn't have to walk around in stupid tiptoes anymore. I have
good
pretend
point.
high heels on. Step, step, ball change. Step, step, ball change. Yeah.
Step, step, stutter, step, step, step,
Mm,
stutter, step,
That's
swing around
there
the
you
pole.
go.
All right.
Yeah, that high heel position is just wrong. So that'd
Yeah.
be a good thing.
So you'd be okay with it. All right, fine.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right, Bobby Steele. Awesome episode, guys. Thank you,
Woo!
Bobby. Woo! Listen to the latest episode from my brand new apartment in Jamaica, Queens. Tell
Did
him
I
what else
mention
he's
I
won,
live
Johnny.
in Jamaica Queen?
That's fantastic. The first part of that sentence, someone says,
Yeah.
"You're going to move into Jamaica." Yay, Queens. Okay, that's cool too. Anyway, I have 3 questions for episode 16. Sweet 16. Here they are. Number 1, if you had any car in the world, what would it be? Oh, man. See, now we're into this whole world where I kind of like to live. Top Gear is a show on the BBC in the UK. It is, without question, the best television program on television. Kind of redundant. It's the best show on TV. Every time I watch it, I think this is the dream job. They drive these ridiculously expensive and fabulous cars, and they jet around the world and do all sorts of crazy things. Like they have a race where two of the co-hosts fly to Switzerland, and one of them takes a Ferrari from London and drives to Switzerland and beats them there. Yeah, that's the kind of show I'd like to do. Okay, any car in the world, what would it be? There are a number of them, Bobby. I don't know how I'm going to be able to narrow them down. Number 1, I would probably want a Bugatti Veyron. I'd want a Lambo, a Lamborghini Gallardo. I would, of course, want a Mercedes McLaren just for the days off, driving around. At least one Ferrari. And an Aston. Yeah, definitely. Sharon?
A pickup truck to go with my jar of Cheez Whiz. I want an old. I want the Queen's Bentley, and I want to be
Oh,
driven around in it,
very
like
nice.
she is. I love
Yeah,
Bentleys. I love Bentleys, and I'm a leisure kind of gal, not a speed
sure,
kind of gal.
sure.
But in all seriousness, I would like an old pickup truck, like from the
Yeah.
30s. I'd
Oh,
love to
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
a
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd like a 32 Ford Highboy as well. Nice little
There you
hot rod.
go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, nothing wrong with those.
no,
Uh,
wait. Is that one of the ones that's like a pickup truck really low to the ground?
that's not a pickup truck. That's a little sedan, basically. It's got the rumble seat in the back that pops up. It's basically, it looks like a shoe or like a bathtub kind of thing.
Okay, rumble seats
Uh,
are good.
Rumble seat, yeah, beautiful. Lovely.
Oh, and I
Love
want
them.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty chitty bang bang. Chitty chitty bang bang. Chitty chitty bang bang. We love you. Okay. Number 2. If you were immortal, what would you do? Well, I'd mostly just not die, I guess, if I was. Oh, you mean like what sort of things would we do that are crazy? Um, I would jump off of things a lot, I think, just for fun. But honestly, the Highlander, one of the greatest movies ever, in the words of Ricky Bobby, brought up a good point, which of course is that if you're immortal, and your family isn't, and then obviously there's a lot of pain involved with that. Would you want to be immortal? Someone else brought up a great point on a show I was watching at one point, where they said, if you're immortal, if everyone lived forever, would you stay with your husband or wife forever? Like, would we get to a point where we're like, all right, well, it's going on 1,000 years now. You know what I mean? Like, what would our lives be like if we were actually immortal? So I don't know. I think there's a lot of sadness that would come along with being immortal. Sharon?
Just feeling all weepy here. Yeah, I don't know that I'd want to be immortal. I agree
Yeah.
with you. The first, 1,000 years would be a lot of death-defying things, so to speak.
Yeah. And then it would
And
just be a lot of couch and mayo.
yeah, I don't know what I would do. I really don't. I don't think I would. I don't want to be immortal.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Not
would
in
say.
that sense.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. Number 3, what is your favorite Entenmann's dessert? That is, if they have Entenmann's desserts in Canadian superstores. They do not, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware. I've never, ever seen one. Sharon, have you?
Nope.
No. So
You'll have to
I
explain
can't.
it.
But you know what? I'm going to the States, as I said, for NDK this weekend. I will inquire as to what Entenmann's desserts are available, and I will see if I can't get one, try one, and let you know.
There, you have a mission.
There
if
you go. I have a
choose to
mission.
accept it.
I have a mission. Should I choose to accept? Although I tend to eat pretty healthy and organically, so it could be and I'm back
No,
on the
I
wagon.
got your wife's Facebook.
Yeah.
Richard is baking bread. I've just made chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, but listen, they're all homemade stuff. It's all organic stuff. You see, I make bread. The other day I made
Chocolate is
bagels. Those were
chocolate is
good.
chocolate.
Yes, but good chocolate is good chocolate is good chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
do.
not the same thing as a box of Oreos, is all I'm saying. Although,
Or a
box of
jar
Oreos,
of Cheese Whiz.
there's not a cheese whiz.
I
Yum!
can't get over it. Sorry.
All
I
right.
thought about it. It stuck with me.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It defines you.
It sticks.
All
I'm
right.
eating it in about 3 years now.
Megan Scopoliti.
Still stuck.
No, fair enough. Listen.
Shush. Okay.
No, listen. It doesn't matter. All right, Megan Scopoliti. Since my questions were skipped last episode, unintentionally, I'm sure. It was entirely unintentional. I'm very sorry, Megan. And one was answered in someone else's question. I'll just ask them now. Do you have any upcoming projects you can share? Well, I mean, people obviously know that we're going back to do another Inuyasha, to do the final act stuff. I am doing another season of another show. It's not an anime show. It's a prelay show. And I can't say anything about that because it hasn't aired yet. And there are a couple other shows that I've been sort of doing guest stuff on or recurring stuff. Again, I don't know whether I can mention it or not, but there are definitely some projects on the horizon.
Did I mention I'm in Alberta?
Well, listen, you guys.
I will be doing episode 17 sometime next week.
Yes, we've got-
barring
Well, listen, this is
children.
a big time internet radio show, as says
Big
on my
time
Wikipedia
internet.
entry. Yeah, on my
Yeah.
Wikipedia entry, it says that I do an internet radio show that somebody then corrected to podcast. And then somebody else wrote back as internet radio show. So there's a battle going on.
All I know is I'm in. It'll be exciting
Sharon
and
did
new.
That's the upcoming event, episode 17. Okay, and what advice can you give for someone who is shy to be more outgoing? Drink a lot. No. That's terrible advice. Don't do that at all. That's, and the humor, of course, is that I don't drink. So, yeah. To be, more outgoing, you know what? I'll tell you what. I don't really know. I mean, I'm kind of shy myself. I think that it's just a question of getting out there, turning to the person next to you, saying hello, not being so nervous in the moment to reach out. Because I'll tell you what, the person next to you is probably just as nervous as you are. So I would say that if you just start chatting with people and sort of seeing what's going on, I have a good friend, Kirby Morrow, who everybody I'm sure knows, played Moroku. He's played, lots of amazing characters all over the place. And he was saying that, he went and sort of traipsed around the world for a year. And he said that doing that was the biggest thing that he learned in terms of just being able to go up and talk to anybody. And he really can. Like, we were at a convention in Tampa and, some people went out and did something. I went to bed because I was tired. But he sort of, hooked up with some local folks and they showed him around. And it was literally just saying, hey, how are you? So yeah, that was what I would say. Sharon, what do you think?
I agree. I was going to say the same thing about realizing that the person next to you is probably just as shy, if not nervous, if not just a smile goes a long way.
Oh yeah, definitely. She also apologizes for any typos because she's typing on herself. I love how we've got people now scared that with our grammar.
Grammarians.
Our grammarians, our hell's grammarians. We drive around on our motorcycle. All right, Amy Jean Gordon says, yay! Oh, good. Thought of a question and I hope it makes sense. So do I. Have you ever been scared by someone? Yes, Glenn Beck. Or scared someone? And if so, who was it and what did you do? My dad likes to scare me a lot. No, I don't. I'm not typically, scared by people in terms of the boo kind of thing. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I know my dad used to when we were kids. I do the little boo thing with my daughters a lot. They like that. They have a good time with that as long as they're laughing. Obviously not so much when we get to be really scared. But yes, I mean, I've definitely been scared. I've definitely done the jump out of my skin thing, walking into a room that I thought no one was in and finding someone in there or something like that. Especially when it was Glenn Beck. That was just terrifying. No. Sharon, do you get scared a lot? Or is there someone that used to scare you, or do you scare other people?
I usually scare other people.
Yeah.
My dad did scare me once though, really bad, unintentionally.
Oh, right.
It was like back in the day, back in the 70s when you could still walk places by yourself when you were a
Right.
young'un. I was probably 7.
Right.
And our school was 3 alleys down, 3 alleys away, and then the schoolyard backed on. And I
Right.
went there with my friends, and we had to be home by sunset. When sun went down, you come home.
Yeah. Streetlights go on, you come home.
Yeah, and my
Yeah.
dad apparently was out there taking pictures of the sunset on the other side of the schoolyard, unbeknownst to me, probably keeping an eye on us. I just thought I could go on alone, but I couldn't. And because it was the 70s, he had this big fake fur coat. My girlfriends and I are walking home, and suddenly we hear this. And we turn around and look, and there's this big furry man with a big camera around his neck, and he's holding it, and and we're like, "Ooh, he's chasing us. What does he want? Who is that?" It's like a big bear. It's a monster. And we start walking faster. So he starts walking faster, going, we're like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's chasing us. Run." Turn around, and it's like now he's holding the camera up like it's on a strap around his neck, but he's holding it up in his 2 hands so it doesn't bounce up and down off the fur coat on his chest. So now we think, he's got a gun. Run faster. And he's like, "Get back on the road. Like, he's gonna shoot us." And we're like, yeah, that was pretty scary. It was my dad in his 70s coat yelling, "Hammer!" No. Yeah, so that's what I thought of.
That's fantastic. Oh, good
I was
Lord. I need to recreate that with
traumatized
my
for
kids.
a
Daddy, why
lot.
are you wearing that big fur coat? No reason.
It'll be
It's
fun,
summer. It'll
trust
be
me.
funny. I mean, fine.
Years later, you'll laugh.
When you have your own internet radio show, this will be really funny. All right, Robin Christensen. She has another question. If you could transform into any animal, what would it be and why? A liger. Okay, fine. I'm going with a liger. Sharon?
A wolf, because they just seem cool, and I'd like to walk around the tundra. Yes, I'm a dork. And a bird. I'd like to go for a fly.
Yeah, good.
I'd like
Done.
to go flying.
Done. Love it. Ashley Conlon. Hey, Richard Shaz. Now this is a funny one. If you had to get married for the second time in your life and you could marry whoever you wanted in the world, who would it be and why?
Who's going
Sharon?
for you want me? Okay, well, Mr. and Mrs. Richashaz, and we've known each other a long time, and we've been very close. And people have asked over the years, "How come you two? Are you sure?" There's no, brother sister.
No.
There's
Yep.
so I don't want to offend anyone, but I gotta say that Becky, I'd marry your wife, my wife. Right? Bake me some bread, be positive and happy. Yeah, I'd marry Becky.
That is the best answer I've ever heard, ever. Well, I would clone
I mean
myself.
it.
I would clone Becky and marry the clone of Becky. That got me out of a lot of trouble. No, I don't know. Maybe I should have asked Becky who she thinks I would have married. I don't know. I honestly have no honest to goodness idea. I think you realize once you get married that it's a whole other perspective on another human being. You know what I mean? Like, and you sort of there's a one thing of seeing someone and going, "Oh, they're really great and cool, and I'd like to be married to them," and then actually knowing them from the other perspective is a crazy different thing. So I honestly don't know. Becky would say that I would probably marry Heidi Klum, but I don't know if that's
Oh,
accurate.
she's
But
awesome.
I would, yeah. Let's just for the sake of that say
She's
that, but
awesome.
only because Becky would say that I would
And
marry
I
Heidi
don't know
Klum.
her, but she just seems like the coolest
She does seem very funny,
woman.
doesn't she?
Funny, smart, attractive,
Yeah.
talented, great mom, just all around well-rounded
And she's married to
and not
Seal.
woman.
Seal
Yeah.
is like the coolest dude in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Lauren
I
Boone.
think wait,
No, sorry.
I would also marry and I don't know why it's all women. Maybe so I don't get into trouble. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, but I'd like just to be like I want both of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it like
I
a
think they're
reverse?
two other really cool.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
You can
Done.
cut that out too.
No, that's in.
My husband is like staying married to me through all this. He's like, great.
Nothing wrong with this.
Let's marry
I'm married
on.
to 5 women. My
See, I
wife
need
is
a
married to 4
wife.
of them.
I need a wife. I
There
need
you
a
go.
housewife.
Lauren Booton. I posted this a few weeks ago, but it got lost in the feed. It was just a suggestion, and you already touched on it a bit in episode 14. You should totally do outtakes. It would be a lot of fun. I loved it when Richard left in his intro mess ups. Glad you're recording again so soon. Well, we have been kind of leaving those outtakes in. So yeah, we will definitely continue to leave in the little jokey parts, and we'll see how we go from there.
See, most of the show is an outtake.
Yeah, most of this show is in fact an outtake. Okay, Sharon Henry sent in a video question. She had a self-described rant about an alternate Inuyasha dub. Yeah, there's a group on Facebook called Behind the Voice Actors, and they do comparisons. And one of them was a comparison between my voice as Inuyasha and a little-known dub of another one that was done that is I think was done in Asia, maybe the Philippines. I'm not entirely sure where it was done. And it had somebody else doing Inuyasha's dub. She was sort of ranting on about this, about how ours is better and the other one isn't as great. And she asks, which do we think is better? Um, I'm going to go with mine. So I'm going to go with our version being better. Genuinely, I think though that our take on it is a little cleaner, a little sort of closer to the original. But I like what we do. And I'm proud of everybody on the show. So yeah, I would say that. Sharon, did you have a chance to listen to the comparison?
Well, I just I'm you, Richard.
There you go. Thank you.
You.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
And all the people I know who work so hard on it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then finally today, Paula K. Gillis. Now, this is an interesting one, Sharon. Dear Richishaz, what is the single most important piece of advice you'd give to somebody getting married? Well, two somebodies who are fans of the show and who are getting married on September 12th. We will consider your advice the best wedding present ever and promise to write you a thank you note. Well, my goodness. I don't know if this is the best wedding present ever. Well, Sharon, what are you going to start with? A single most important piece of advice you'd give to two people getting married.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I agree with what we talked about last episode. Just don't forget to laugh.
Yeah.
Just don't forget to laugh. Don't forget to enjoy each other.
I totally agree with that. And I will go another way. Not another way. I'll go on top of that. It sounds, now,
Where are you?
now there's some
now
wedding
where are you
night
going with
advice
this?
here.
Steak and what day?
Get a jacuzzi tub. No. Now, I think that, enjoy your wedding day as well, because that goes by so quickly. And we get wrapped up in the planning and the thing and the that. Where's this going? Remember that it's going to go by so quickly, and just sort of settle into it like a comfy chair. When you get there, and just kind of let yourself cruise through it and enjoy it and have fun. Just in terms of being a married couple, I agree with Sharon. Laugh. Have fun. Do things that recharge your relationship. I would say, don't forget date night. Keep going on date nights. Talk things out. Always talk things out. In fact, talk so much that you wind up going, oh, we got to stop talking. And if you do have arguments, which you will have, that old adage about not going to bed angry, that's good stuff. Trying to get to the bottom of things, talking about every little thing helps immensely. And allowing each other to share and talk about something without, judging right away is always the best thing. So I
Okay,
think, what's
who
that?
was it? Irma Bombeck, I think,
Mhm.
who said, about getting pissed that her husband's, seeing her husband's rolled up dirty socks by the side of the bed every day,
Right.
every night, and you can't pick up his socks and and it becomes so completely annoying
Right.
until he passed away. And then she's like, I would give anything
Yeah.
to see this rolled up ball of socks, right? And
Exactly.
sometimes it's like you just got to remember the dirty socks. It's like remember what's important. And if I may say, one of
Mm-hmm.
the best things, this isn't advice, but somebody suggested, it's not advice for your marriage, but for your wedding. Somebody suggested this to Alan and and I love that we did it. And so I'm just going to put it out there. Someone said, write a letter to each other on your wedding
Yes,
night,
we did that.
seal it, yeah,
Yeah,
and 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 open it on your first anniversary.
yeah.
So get a glass of champagne or sparkling, we know, whatever, toasty, celebratory stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and open your letters on your first wedding anniversary and read them. And we read them every year on our anniversary, and
Yeah.
it's funny and it's fun and it's cool to, yeah. So I would totally
I
suggest doing that.
totally agree
And
with that.
totally,
We did
being
that.
married rocks. By the
It
way,
is
it's
it is the best
fun.
thing you'll do, I think. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's the best thing you'll do. We absolutely wrote the letters to each other on the night before the wedding when Becky was in a hotel downtown and I was at home, and I think you guys were separate as well. And so
yeah.
we wrote those letters, and yeah, and we read them on our first anniversary, and it's amazing, and you'll have them forever, and it's a really really cool thing. And yeah, I mean, for me, I totally go back to laugh, have fun, and talk. Talk, 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 talk. Because as kids come into their relationship and everything as well, if they aren't already there,
You won't have any time to talk.
there's just not as much time to talk
Mom,
as you'd
mom,
like there to
mom,
be.
mom, 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 mom. Ah, ah.
But it's really about talking. It's about communicating. It's about not thinking to yourself, "Oh, I can't talk about that," because then they'll just, they'll get so upset, or they'll get this, or they don't want to know that about me, or whatever it is. So yeah, so that's what I would say. There we go. See, we're dispensing it. We're going to become an advice show before you know it.
Well,
We've
right,
given
because
out
we might as
fish
well, because
advice.
we haven't been funny in about 20 minutes.
All right, I'll do a fart sound. There we go. And on that note, we'll be back to wrap things up. Well, that's it for another show. Thanks again for listening. As per usual, check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on our blogs at thegalls.blogspot.com and at richardcoxsblog.blogspot.com. I
Blah,
sound like I'm having
blah.
some sort of, like I've had my teeth frozen for some sort of surgery. Blah, 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 blah. And of course, on the website, which is most likely where you're perhaps listening to this, at richardiancox.com, unless, of course, you're listening to this through your subscription. If you are on iTunes, take the extra time, if you wouldn't mind, to rate us and give us a review, and invite others. If you have anybody that you think, hey, they might like this show, then by all means do invite them. And if you haven't already liked us on our like page on Facebook, please do. We've got 1,735 odd fans, friends,
Write it on the
likers,
bathroom walls. Be prepared to stalk us soon.
writing on walls in different places. Thank you, Amy Jean. Although, of course, as a parent, Amy Jean, can't believe you're writing on
AVG.
walls. What's your problem, girl? No, that's a good thing. I'm assuming that we're allowed to write on that wall at Garfield's somewhere in Oklahoma. I'm hoping so. Otherwise, I'm going to get a phone call from an Oklahoma state trooper. Is this Richard Ian Cox? Why y'all writing on our walls? You're not even
On the
from
night
here.
of August 29, 2010.
Oh, good gravy. Sharon, any last words?
Paula, have a great wedding.
Have a fantastic wedding. You'll be married by the time we do our next show. So please, yes, have a great wedding. Enjoy yourself, relax, settle into the big comfy chair that is your
Okay,
wedding,
Dad.
and have fun. For the show, I'm Richard Cox.
And I'm Sharon Alexander.
Good night.